RAM.Saamarthya Yog Peeth Trust.
So, welcome to Brahmin Society, North London. For everyone who's joined, SamarthGuru Asim Upadhyaji is well known for his humbleness and simplicity. Was born in a pious Brahmin family of India and had inherited the legacy of devotion and committed religiosity from his ancestors and parents. He's a devout Ram Bhakt and has an innate curious nature which led him to do extensive research on ancient Indian science scriptures. Samarthya Yog is an outcome of his 23 years of experimentation on higher subtle levels. He was ordained by Brahmalin, His Highness Swami Satyamitrananda Giriji Maharaj, and acquired Shastra Gyan under the tutelage of His Highness Acharya Pradyumanji Maharaj and Great Vedanti, His Highness Swami Shanti Dharmanandji. Impressed by his divine charisma, enchanting, and captivating elocution, Brahmalin Swami Satyamitranandji Giriji showered laurels on him and blessed him with remark that he is the Grahasth Swami Vivekananda of present times, who will carry forward the lineage with great strength and unwavering confidence. Inspired by the life of Swami Vivekananda, Ramakrishna Paramhansa Swami Shivanand, SamarthGuru sees himself as an instrument of God and his gurus. His intense love for God and mankind is a source of his energy for relentlessly carrying out selfless service or Nishkam Seva. He envisions a world free of mental and physical illnesses, poverty, hatred, and violence. He wishes to see every single individual on this earth leading a healthy, happy, peaceful, and prosperous, material and spiritual, meaningful life. So today he will lead us on a journey to inner self to explore our hidden potential through Samarthya Yog. Welcome Guruji, and I hand over the whole session to you, and we're all really honored and looking forward to your wonderful session. Om.
Om. My pranam to everyone, and as I said that thanks for having me on this session. It's a privilege to me among all the sadhakas. And my special thanks to Jyoti ji. She's like mother-like figure to me. I've known her for past 10 years, and her selfless service to society is also an inspiration to me. So I'm very grateful to her and to entire Brahmin society for having me. Whatever Jyoti ji has said is just a formality. I'm just a servant. So you can take me as your son, as your friend, as your brother, anything you like. But on this journey, it's a beautiful journey where we have to be egoless. If we carry our egos with us, then there's nothing much we will get out of all these sessions. So first thing I will say that life is very simple. If your mind is simple and pure, life is simple. It's not as complicated as people think. And as Jyoti mentioned in our mission, that we want to create a society which is free of all mental, physical illnesses. I travel length and breadth of this world, and one thing bothers me, that humans have become most complex species on earth, and they are suffering their own creation. Now, how to get rid of it is the way forward through Samarthya. So again, my humble obeisance to all the gurus and to you and my Lord in you. Let's start by offering some praise to God. आपके जो इष्ट हैं, थोड़ा मैं हिंदी में बोलूँगा, थोड़ा अंग्रेजी में बोलूँगा. कुछ लोग केवल अंग्रेजी जानते हैं. There are some people who only understand English, so I'll try and speak in both the languages. હું ગુજરાતી સાંભળું છું પણ બોલી નથી શકતો. So I'm a Gujarati, but I lived outside Gujarat most of my life, and I traveled, so I understand Gujarati. So if I start speaking in Gujarati, you all will laugh. So I will keep it to Hindi and English. So, सबसे पहले हम will start today. It's just a beautiful journey. Keep all your stress and ego away from you. So just imagine and visualize that wherever you're sitting, as you take off your clothes and you change your clothes, just imagine the sheath of ego that you're carrying with you all the time, the stress that you carry, the misfortune, the illnesses, everything undesired that you carry with you, you are just taking away from you. You are just rolling it up and throwing it away out of the window. It's gone. Now keep your back straight. अपनी कमर की अपनी रीढ़ की हड्डी सीधी कर ले. हम छोटे छोटे, आप तो सब साधक लोग हैं, पर क्योंकि हम सामर्थ्यों का भी अभ्यास आरंभ कर रहे हैं, तो थोड़ा सा मैं उसकी साइंस, उसकी जो थ्योरी है और थोड़ा सा प्रैक्टिकल एस्पेक्ट. सो वी जस्ट गेटिंग स्टार्टेड. आई विल नॉट रश थिंग्स. By God's grace, I might be able to come in for a few more sessions so that I can get you started on this journey. But आज हम थोड़ा सा प्रैक्टिकल भी पढ़ेंगे, थोड़ा सा प्रैक्टिकल भी समझेंगे, थोड़ा सा थ्योरी भी and science behind it as well. So let's start from the basics. Is that जैसे जैसे हमारी एज बढ़ रही है, our back becomes stiff, rigid, and tilted forward. So what you should try and do is that to rejuvenate your body, to rejuvenate yourself, to have positive thought in your life, to change the way you live your life, first thing is that you need to master the posture. आज जो योग चल पड़ा है, डॉग योग, कैट योग, ये सब अमेरिकन कमर्शियलाइज हुआ है. Yoga is a very simple methodology, but yes, you require a consistent and persistent effort. You don't need to change the practices all the time. It is not that every other day you have to do something new to achieve something in yoga. And there is no magic wand that I can, take out and change everyone's life in a second. ये सब अपने आप को पॉपुलर बनाने के लिए all these motivational speakers, all these so-called fake gurus जो किसी lineage से नहीं आते, किसी ब्रह्म विद्या से चले आ रहे हुए lineage से नहीं आ रहे. These people are just making money out of you and they're just wasting your time. So जितने आप YouTube पे वीडियोस देखते हैं, सब देखते हैं, 5 मिनट में ऐसा हो जाएगा, 10 मिनट में ऐसा करो, एक चीज आपकी लाइफ चेंज कर देगी. Yoga is not all about this. Yoga is a way of life. Every single moment you are living it, every single moment you are realizing who you are, and every single minute of your life you have to live it. So there is no way you can just sit for 5-10 minutes and then continue doing the way you live your life and then you'll still have a beautiful life or you will still have a stress-free life. No, it is a way of life. So first thing first is that get in a habit of keeping your back straight. Whenever you start bending forward, just remind yourself and try and sit straight. This is first thing. Sthira Sukham Asanam. The first thing in yoga is that try, if you can't bend your legs because of your age, then sit on a chair or in Padmasana, Sukhasana, whatever asana you can sit on. Try and sit in that asana without moving your body, without moving anything, just for 5 minutes. Then increase it to 10 minutes, then increase it to 20 minutes, then increase it to 1 hour. The person who can sit in a position, in a posture for 2.5 hours to 3 hours without shaking his body will achieve great advancements in yoga. So don't worry if you can't sit straight for more than 5-10 minutes, that's fine. It will come with practice. So keep your back straight, keep your neck straight in one line. रीढ़ की हड्डी सीधी, गर्दन सीधी. Now, this journey is to go within. All the efforts that we have done in life is to go outwards. We will gradually understand in this journey there is nothing outside. It is all inside. That is the reality. Obviously, there are few things that I will say which you might not be able to digest. मैं कुछ बातें कहूँगा जो आपको लगेगा कि ऐसा तो मेरी अनुभूति में नहीं है. But gradually when you come on this journey, you'll realize that there is no one else other than you in this world. Tatra ko moha kah shoka ekatvam anupashyate. You are that Brahman and this entire existence is that Brahman. This entire existence is different manifestation of you itself. How beautiful that feeling would be. You close your eyes and imagine that it is only you that exists in every single shape and form. There is no one to compete with. There is no one to be jealous of. There is no one to scare you. There is no one you can scare off. किसी से भय, अवसाद, निराशा, अवसाद, हताशा नहीं. What will happen then? Then you will flourish from within. You are not living for survival. You are flourishing. And that is Adhyatma. तो अपनी रीढ़ की हड्डी सीधी कर लें, गर्दन सीधी, मन शांत, स्थिर और एकाग्र. 3 शब्द का मैं प्रयोग करूंगा. तीनों शब्दों को अपनी विजुअलाइजेशन, अपनी धारणा को स्थिर करने का प्रयास करें. मेरे शब्द को एक फॉर्म दें. Try and give a shape or form to the words that I speak and feel it. If you are with me, even today could become a life-changing session for you. Stay with me. अब mobile, ये वो सब चीज, just forget about everything. Be with me. Just for next 45 minutes and see what happens in your life. So रीढ़ की हड्डी सीधी, गर्दन सीधी, मन शांत, स्थिर, एकाग्र. Mind is calm, composed, and focused. Now take 3 deep breaths without making any noise. As deep as you can inhale and as deep as you can exhale, but without exerting yourself. 3 बार गहरी लंबी सांस लें. जितनी सांस बाहर छोड़ सकते हैं और जितनी अंदर ले सकते हैं. अपनी श्वासों पे ध्यान केंद्रित करने का प्रयास करें. फोकस योर माइंड ऑन योर ब्रेथ. अब जिन्होंने अपने नेत्र बंद कर रखे वो अपने नेत्र खोलें और किसी भी आपके रूम में जहां पे, वहां पे भगवान के सामने दीपक जला हो सकता है, or you might have a source of light or a bulb you can look at. Gaze on that source of light for 10 seconds. Now close your eyes. Now try and visualize that light in your navel. अपने नाभि केंद्र में उस प्रकाश को देखने का प्रयास करें. उस प्रकाश का कलर पीला कर लें. Solar energy. Turn that light into a solar energy and solar light which is yellow in color. I will explain you science once we've done Om for 3 times. Now visualize that light in your navel area. Now what you need to do, you need to, as you chant Om, which is made up of 3 parts, A, U and Ma. When you chant that, you visualize that light is traveling through your spine. It's moving upwards. Piercing all the chakras above, the navel chakra, and then piercing your head as well in the center and going 1.5 feet above your head. Then it takes a form of a lotus and its petals are ever expanding. This will come with practice. Don't worry if you can't imagine now. If you can visualize, that is good and well. If you can't, just try and focus on my words and give shape and form to my words with your eyes closed. So let's say Om for 3 times. I will explain you that what changes, what transformation this simple exercise can bring in your life. So have a smile on your face. Forget about all stresses. For next 45 minutes, you are with me. You're with no one else. You're with yourself. You're with God. चेहरे पे प्रसन्नता रखें, उत्साह, मन में शांति, स्थिरता, एकाग्रता. हम 3 बार ओम का उच्चारण करेंगे। आइए ओम का उच्चारण करें। ओ ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। ओम गुरुभ्यो नमः। रामो राजमणि सदा विजयते रामं रमेशं भजे रामेणाभिहता निशाचरचमो रामाय तस्मै नमः। रामानास्ति परायणं परतरं रामस्य दासोऽस्म्यहं रामे चित्तलय सदा भवतु मे। हो राम मामोत्तर हो राम मामोत्तर हो राम मामोत्तर। Now we practiced Om chanting. What we did here, and I'll quickly go through the how ancient sages evolved this technique and why this is life, it can transform your life. When you chant Om, the sound has, as per Vedic studies, जो हमारे वैदिक ऋषि थे, उन्होंने भीतर जाके, उनके पास संसार का सब कुछ था, ऐसे ऐसे ऋषि थे जो राजा रहे, उनके पास भौतिक सब कुछ था। आप इस जीवन में जितना आप एक जीवन में कमा नहीं सकते, जितने घर नहीं बना सकते, उनके पास हजारों घर रहे होंगे, बड़े बड़े, बहुत धन सुख संपदा सब कुछ रहे। But they were intelligent at the same time. They realized that although I have all this thing in my life, but there is something missing. I'm unhappy. There is why I can't be happy for all the time, in all the circumstances, at all the places, irrespective of whatever I'm doing. That is the journey of spirituality. That I want to be in the state of bliss all the time, no matter what my external circumstances are. Is there a way I can be happy all the time? So they started analyzing the mind. They stopped going outside and they started going inside. So they studied beautiful, pure minds. This science was handed over from one generation to the other. So it is almost like researchers doing their research, then handing over their research to the next researchers and to the next generation, and doing experimentations and refining it and reaching to a conclusion. This is what Sanatan Parampara is. It is a scientific way of living. How I can be in harmony with the nature. How I should be in harmony with myself. Who am I? Am I just this body? Am I someone's mother, sister, daughter, father, husband? Or I am more than that? Or I am beyond this? So what they realized that there are 3 attributes that we can associate ourselves with. That is Sat Chit Anand. If you can associate yourself with this form of existence, Satchidananda Swarup, then they found out that everything that is changing, everything that is transitory, everything that is mutable. Anything that is changing is not them. It is not you. Same is true for you. You are not the body. Body is yours. You are not the car. Car is yours. You are not the house. House is yours. So our logics, when we get external in our thought process and we leave the connectivity to the true self, our logics, our understanding becomes different. And what happens? The neuroplasticity of our brain changes. Then we identify ourselves only through our body. When you identify yourself only through the body, then what happens? Lots of problems happens. Because then you get bondage and you limit yourself to the bodily limitations. Then you only live, you are struggling to survive. Somehow you get the mortgage, somehow you do upbringing of your children, somehow you're managing with your ill health, somehow by taking medicine for hypertension, diabetes, this, that, whatnot. And now we have this corona situation in life. There are so many problems that we're just battling it through. While if you understand what your true nature is, then life is very different. Externally, it remains same. For people who are observing you, for them it remains same. But when your vision changes, the existence changes. जब दृष्टि बदलती है तो समष्टि बदल जाती है. So what they did is they went inside, they analyzed the mind, and they found out the purest and purest of mind within themselves that was able, this tool, this is called Antakarna. They were able to know the true self, and that is called the self-realization. We are all born for the only one purpose in life, is to realize yourself and to God. Any action, any thought, any habit that takes you away from it is an unintelligent act. So we have to think. हम अब तक जो कर रहे थे, I will challenge you as well to think in a different way. So take it in a positive way. That if your destination is on left, no matter how fast you go, you turn right, and no matter how fast you go, whether you use aeroplane or car or whatever, doesn't matter. You're going further from your destination. So you have to make effort in right direction. So this Om chanting, what it will do for you is that when you visualize the light, Samarth Yog is all based upon the visualization, that is dharana. So people practice and teach meditation, they themselves can't. There are 99% people who are into yoga, they can't meditate themselves and they're teaching meditation. So what I would suggest is that you cannot jump, you cannot jump steps in this and just start doing something which you think that will make me look more intelligent. No. Adhyatma is spirituality or yoga is, you have to start from the basic. If you get the basics right, everything will fall in place. Dhyana is a happening. Dhyana is not a process. Dharana is what we focus on. And that is what we need to focus on. Let's start changing small things in our life. Small habits. And that's where Samarth Yog starts. It will change the way you think about yourself. It will change the way you live your life. It will make your life so beautiful that even your presence will make others happy. Just by your side will make others forget about their sorrows. Wouldn't you want to live a beautiful life? Yes, you do. So what they found out is that your true self is Satchidananda Swarup, which is ever existence. It's always there. It is full of effulgent light. That effulgence, that light, that prakasha is the knowledge of true self. Ya vidya, sa vidyaya vimukte. Knowledge is one that liberates, not binds. So we need to understand that whatever we have learned, is it binding us to the world or it is liberating? And third thing is that I am blissful, I am bliss itself. I am Ananda Swarup. I am that happiness. So where would I look for it? If I'm looking for something which is not there, no matter how long I look for, I will not find it. Jo jahan hai nahi wahan milegi kaise? So I am the happiness itself. So I have to go deep within myself. So when you start doing Om chanting, we have all been chanting Om for many years, but let's do it with right visualization or dharana techniques. So when you visualize light in your navel, the sound has four different different types. So most primordial is para, pashyanti, madhyama, and vaikhari. When I'm talking to you, this is the external and most material form of communication, the sound that you can understand. But there is a sound which is most primordial, which is same in everything, is para. So when you connect yourself with that, and then you elevate your consciousness to the higher level of existence, then everything changes in your life. That is why when you chant Om, U, and Ma, and you visualize that the light is piercing through your spine and it's going up, it is going through, either you can do it through Muladhara or through Manipura. It is much easier to do it through Manipura. But Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipur, Anahat, Vishuddha, Agya Chakra, those who don't understand about chakras, they are plexus of energy, subtle plexus of energy channels, which are blocked because of impure thought processes, impure life. So when you cleanse your channels, then energy can flow in an unobstructed way. It can flow in any direction, anywhere. So if you have a good flow of energy within your body, then no disease, no depression, no psychosomatic disorders can happen. I can promise you that. We will realize that as well when we start doing this. All your bodily illness, your mental illnesses will start going down. Your life problems will go away. You will be so happy amidst all the struggles of life. So when you practice this Om this way, you visualize that light rising through your spine, piercing your head, blossoming into a lotus flower, and all petals are expanding. So when you see that it's increasing in size above your head, and it keeps increasing over the period of few months and years, the more it expands, your internal happiness, blissfulness will increase. Whatever work you take on, you will accomplish that. Your subtle energies will get activated, and then you will be effortless in whatever you do. Simple practice, but it will change your life. You can do this 10 to 11 times in the morning. If you get chance to do it in the afternoon, and before you go to bed, you can do it 3 times. Now let's go to some theory of Samarth Yog, and then we'll start with some practices. So in Samarth Yog, we focus on the neuroplasticity of the brain. So our entire, if you look at the Vedic scriptures, everywhere you will find them, Bhadram Karne Vishranyam Deva, Bhadram Pashima Akshibiritra, Sthirangestishvan, Sistalubir Vashema Deva Itamita. Everywhere you see that they are talking about good. I should see good, I should hear good, I should feel good, I should do good. Everything which is good should come to me. जो भी शुभ है, जो भी भद्र है, वो मेरे पास आए. Now I used to keep thinking that why everywhere you find this kind of prayers. The reason behind that, this is controlled conditioning of mind. So how does your brain is a structure which is composed of 100 billion neurons. आपका मस्तिष्क 100 billion neurons से बना है. Neurons basic cells हैं. They are connected to each other, but they don't talk to each other. So जैसे जो different experiences, I'm just changing your experiences. If life becomes a beautiful journey for you, we have embarked on a beautiful journey to the self. Every single experience has to be divine. If you identify yourself only with divine, then you become divine itself, because you are divine ultimately. You are Satchitananda Swarup. Yes, we identify ourselves as a doctor or an engineer or a person who has got 10 houses, or I'm married, or I'm father. Then your identity is only limited to body. But when you leave that identity and then you realize yourself as divine, a lot of things will change within you. So the information that is coming from outside that creates experience, these experiences create different kind of connections in your neurons. What it does then these are called neural pathways. So suppose I'm talking to you, you're listening to me, then this message is going through reticular activation system, there is afferent neurons in you, so that taking message into your particular part of your brain, and you're from your previous experiences, you're analyzing the language, what I'm saying, and then you're processing it, and then you're making sense of it. Same thing happens constantly. This keeps happening when we are surrounded with different environments. Constantly we are imbibing information and we are trying to make sense of it. So there are two things we are trying to do in life: making sense of our existence, that who is this I who's feeling this? Who is this I who says this is my hand? Who is this I that says that this house is mine? Who is this I? And second, is that what I'm seeing exactly, it is what it is? So suppose if an animal was listening to me and you are listening to me, the sound is going into his ears as well and yours ears as well. But what sense he's making and what sense you are making is different. Same is with the humans. Humans live at different levels of consciousness. So it doesn't matter if everyone looks human, their thought process can be animal. And that is what we want to get away from. The more body conscious you are, the more animal instincts you will have. And this is scientific. I'm not making things up. I will prove it as we go as we progress in different sessions. But where the world is going wrong, it is all about the body. It's about, yoga is about zero figure. No, yoga is not about zero figure. Exercise is not about six-pack abs. No, six abs. This is wrong. You just need to keep your body fit so that it can serve the purpose. And purpose is what? Suppose if you make lots of muscles become parasites. You're just feeding those muscles, which is of no use. So we just go into excess of doing something. We're just identifying ourselves with just the body. And we develop that ego. And then when you associate everything with that ego, then there's a problem. Then knowledge doesn't come into you. That's why when we surrender ourselves to the Guru, to the Shastras, and to the Ishwar, then this transformation happens. Otherwise, it doesn't. Otherwise, it's just a word. So, point I'm trying to make is that everything that you are experiencing, that is creating neural connections in your brain. Now, very important point. You never decided which family you'll be born in. You never decided who will be your friends. You never decided which school you will go. You never decided what I'm going to come and talk to you. Everything that is happening around you is very uncontrolled. So what is happening? We are randomly understanding things and we are randomly trying to react to the situation. हमारे आसपास जो भी situation है, उसको हम react कर रहे हैं, but we don't know how we should react because we don't know ourselves and we have no learning how to react to the situations. So what is happening now? When you randomly react to a situation, it forms a pathway. You are more likely to react in the same way next time, then next time, then next time, then next time, then next time. And then when you repeat it time and again, it becomes a permanent pathway. Then it becomes you come on an automatic mode. That means if something troubles you, once it troubles you, next time you're likely to be troubled with it again, then again, then again, and then again. And if you keep going into that mode, you become a stress-prone personality. Rather than finding a solution, you have an automated mode where you are just repeating what you are doing. So this repetition makes your life fixed and you cannot change yourself. So what Samarth Yoga does is that it uses the same process, that whatever you're imbibing, I am deciding how I want to be. Why should people tell me that I am fair or I am dark complexion, I am good or I am bad? No. You are a male or a female? No. Let them say what they say, but you decide every morning for yourself that how you want to be. Everyone wants to be beautiful. Everyone wants to be happy. Everyone wants to be intelligent. Everyone wants to be contributing to growth, their personal growth, to family growth, to the growth of society and nations and humanity at large. We all want to do good. So I decide that how I want to live my life, not allowing others to decide. This is what Samarthya Yoga is. And this is what you'll find in our Vedic literature, in text, that every morning you are conditioning your brain how it should think, how it knows itself and how it knows the surrounding. That is neuroplasticity for you. But if you don't adopt a good lifestyle, then what will happen? Lots of things will go wrong. your identification of yourself will go wrong, and then everything else will go wrong, because you took a wrong direction, and then no matter how fast you go, your life is going to be in a wrong direction. So what Samarth Yoga does is that it takes you away from body consciousness and it takes you deeper and deeper to your true existence. So it is a journey from ignorance to knowledge, from darkness to light, from diseases to health, from bondage to liberation. This is what it is all about. And then your life becomes healthy, happy, prosperous, and meaningful. And it is such a beautiful journey that you are always in a state of bliss all the time. And that is what we all want to achieve. So that is why we are in this session today. So Samarth Yoga incorporates all the techniques from ancient Vedic text, and then we have incorporated into a practical scientific way of doing it every day, so that in our modern day life we can adopt and assimilate and inculcate that into our day-to-day life. So first thing I will start with, how you get up in the morning is very important. What you do after you get up in the morning, it is also very important. Then how you proceed through your day, then how you eat, how you sleep, how you go to bed, all these are called different types of habits. So humans are a bundle of habits. Depending on how you perceive yourself and surrounding, you will get a thought. Depending on thought, you will get the action. Depending on the action, if you repeat it time and again, that will become your habit. Once you have a habit, that will define your character. Once you define yourself into a certain type of character, that character will definitely lead to a certain type of destiny. So it is very important that how you are living every single moment. The moment you understand that why I am doing something, life will change for you. Most of us, we don't know why we're living our life. You're not living your life for job. You're not living your life to get married. You're not living life to have 2-3 kids. You're not living your life to have a house. This will all come. Only with 5% of your efforts, everything will happen. I promise you. The rest 95% of energy, if you put in identifying yourself, this 5% thing everything will fall in place for you. You'll be rich, you'll be satisfied, you'll be happy, you'll have a good family, you'll have a good life. But most important thing is that you need to understand first that why you're doing things. So in Vedanta, there is a question, it's called Ananda Mimamsa. These highly intellectual sages, I call them as scientists, highly intellectual saints, they try to understand that why we are involved in any action. So हम कोई भी काम करते हैं तो क्यों करते हैं? I buy a house. Why do I buy a house? Why do I get married? Why do I do a job? Why do I eat? All these questions, if you keep asking yourself, you will come to an answer that at the end of everything, you want to be happy. कुछ भी करते हुए हम आनंद में रहना चाहते हैं। अब आप सब लोग अपना अपना जीवन देखें, कितने समय हमने चिंता में जीवन निकाला और कितने समय हम आनंद में जीवन निकाला, and you will get the answer that where we going wrong. So it is very important, whatever part of your life is, whatever आप जिस भी एज में है, now if you are an intelligent person, you will sit down and think that now from today, can I lead a different life? Can I lead more peaceful life? Can I lead a more blissful life? Can I lead a more productive life? And answer is yes. Age is of this body, not of yourself. You are omnipotent, omnipresence, you are everywhere. So you are that. You are ever existing. You are not going to change. So age of this body, age is of your hands, your legs, your body, your brain, but you are beyond that. So you can learn at any age. And now in modern psychology, in latest research in last 15-20 years, doctors have realized that brain can rejuvenate itself. It can form new connection. It can learn new things. Anything can happen. So don't worry if you are old. चिंता नहीं करें, आप जिस भी एज में, बस मेक अ रिजॉल्व. आज इसी समय ये रिजॉल्व ले लें कि आई वांट टू बी ब्लिसफुल इन माय लाइफ. मैं सुंदर, दिव्य, पवित्र जीवन जीना चाहता हूँ. बस इतना सा आप संकल्प ले लें. बाकी गुरु की कृपा से, ईश्वर की कृपा से अगर आप जो मैं बता रहा हूँ वो करने लग जाए, छोटी छोटी चीजें, life will transform and you will never look back. You will look back and you'll see that, oh my goodness, how stupid, how foolish I am to think that way, to identify myself like this, to identify myself only with body. How stupid I was to do this. ये भाव आप में आने लगेगा, because your intelligence will become sharper and sharper. So I will come to the point now that when you get up in the morning, you have to do certain practices. थोड़ा practical, थोड़ा theory के हम बात करते रहेंगे. Your brain, the frontal lobe, this part, it is responsible for intelligence, planning, decision making, cognition, understanding itself, understanding the existence. That means cognition means how you relate yourself to the surrounding. Language processing, focus, attention, all the executive functions are performed by this part of your brain. Animals में ये part इतना develop नहीं होता ही नहीं, prefrontal cortex. तो सारा अभ्यास जो सामर्थ्य योग में हम कर रहे हैं वो ये कर रहे हैं कि हम प्रकाश की अनुभूति करें. Wherever you are visualizing light within your brain or in your body, that part of your brain will transform. वहाँ की neuroplasticity बढ़ जाएगी, वहाँ के न्यूरॉन्स अच्छा काम करने लगेंगे. And when they'll start functioning better, it is almost like that कि एक कंपनी के अंदर 10 एम्प्लॉय हैं तो उसकी प्रोडक्टिविटी उतनी होगी. एक कंपनी के अंदर 1 लाख एम्प्लॉयज है तो उसकी प्रोडक्टिविटी उतनी ज्यादा होगी. Similarly, you have 100 billion neurons in your brain, but you are not utilizing it properly. So you're utilizing very small number of cells, and that is the problem. How you can increase that? That is what the beauty of Samarth Yoga, and that you will learn in coming sessions. So what happens, how this life is affecting you, and how these practices will help you, I will quickly go through that. So we understood that this part of brain is responsible for decision making, planning, intelligence, attention, language learning, cognition, and whatnot, all higher functions. Now, how we have been living, we are all guilty of living that way. We stress ourselves. Suppose if we don't know how to get up in the morning, we just, because of our previous actions and uncontrolled conditioning of mind, we get up in a certain way. We don't know why we get up in that way. We have certain rituals, we don't know why we're doing that. And then we go to office, then we realize we got lots to work on, then you get stressed about that, then you just want to leave your office and then get back to home, get away from that situation. You come to home, you have issues at home, and same circle goes on and on and on. You get up, you go to office, you come back, you watch telly, you play with your mobile, do some household work, go to bed, get up again, and this cycle we've been going on. We'll put break to that now, today. Why? Because first thing I need to understand is that what is happening within me, how I'm working, how this brain is working. So brain does not understand difference between good and bad. It is neutral. It only goes by the pleasure senses when you're not controlling it, which are called dopaminergic activities. Like when you drink tea, coffee, you eat something good, when you take a hot bath, when you meet with people, when you do something, that you like. So what happens, you get small burst of chemical in your brain, which is called dopamine. It's called dopaminergic activities. But the problem with these small burst of pleasures is that they are addictive. So suppose 1 cup of coffee doesn't give you happiness for your entire life. You have to keep drinking it. So you have to keep repeating what you're doing in an order to get the happiness. Now, our sages were very intelligent. They said that, what is there a stage where I can go inside within myself and be in that blissful state all the time and then perform my actions? So my happiness is not depend on the situation or on the circumstances outside. How beautiful that will be. And that is, you achieve that feeling of continuous bliss through serotonin. It's a happiness hormone. So I will explain you that how your brains are working. So we'll go through that first. So what happens when you have too much understanding, you have understanding of yourself as body, where we're going wrong. When you have understanding of yourself as body, it is your body and someone else's body. So it is you and someone else, and it is me and someone else. Now, when you have someone else, when there is a duality in your existence, then comes the comparison, competition, stress, whatnot. Chinta, bhay, avsad, nirasha, pratispardha. This all is coming because of the duality that we feel. Shankaracharya law, Acharya Shankara, that is what the parampara we come from. My Gurudev and all, and you should also eventually, when you will get into this, that's the parampara we are. Advait Vedanta. That means non-duality. I will explain it how that will help you. But when it's only you, there is no issues. Who would you compete with? There is no one to compete with. There is no one to be jealous of. Now, how it help your psychosomatic functioning of your body, and how it helps your psychology. That once you understand yourself as only body, there is a problem. Why there is a problem? Because then you're constantly you're associating everything with that body. Now, when you start doing this, your brain understands things in a different way. And when your brain understands things in a different way, it tries to put your body in a defensive mode. So suppose there is a lion and a deer in a jungle. So lion sees the deer and deer sees the lion. Now there is chemical reactions happening in the brain. So deer will think that I cannot fight this lion. I have to run for my life. So what I need to do, I need to make a decision whether fight or flight. This decision has been made in your brain through a structure called amygdala. If you don't understand the names, don't worry about it. Just understand the logic behind it. That means whatever practices we are doing, why I'm explaining all this? Because once your brain understands the logic, you will never leave these habits. If you don't know the logic, it will become only a ritual because someone has told us that is what I am doing. My parents have told me that's why I light a diya in front of God, or my parents have told me that's why I do. No, it is for your benefit. Whatever you do, if you understand logic, you will continue to do it because your brain is logical. It will understand why I'm doing something. So now a deer has to make a decision of fight or flight. उसको निर्णय लेना पड़ेगा कि वो भागे या लड़े. भागना ही है. उसको भागने के लिए एनर्जी चाहिएगी. तो उसके अंदर एक स्ट्रेस हार्मोन रिलीज होता है. जब भी हमारे अंदर हमारी लाइफ में ऐसी सिचुएशंस आते हैं, हमको डिसीजन मेकिंग करनी होती है दैट वेदर आई शुड फाइट और फ्लाई. मैं लड़ूं या भाग जाऊं. मैं इससे डील. नाउ to be able to fight with this, there are certain stress reactions that will happen in your body. तो वो जो रिएक्शन होती है उसके अंदर क्या होता है कि ये स्टेज, जैसे हिरण ने शेर को देखा तो उसको डर लगेगा, ऐसे हमने बहुत सारे शेर बनाए हुए अपने लाइफ में. देयर आर लॉट्स ऑफ सिचुएशन. मेरा मॉर्गेज होगा कि नहीं, मॉर्गेज का फिनिश होगा, इसकी शादी होगी कि नहीं, इसका बच्चा होगा कि नहीं, बच्चे का बच्चा होगा कि नहीं, मेरी हेल्थ का क्या होगा, बुढ़ापे में क्या होगा, व्हाट विल हैपन ऑफ दिस, व्हाट विल हैपन ऑफ. वी कॉन्स्टेंटली सराउंडेड बाय इमेजिनरी लायंस एंड वी कॉन्स्टेंटली स्ट्रेस्ड अबाउट इट. नाउ व्हाट chemical reaction is happening in our body. Jaise we are under stress, what will happen? Your brain will come on a survival mode. When you think that your life is endangered, your brain will come on a survival mode. When it comes on a survival mode, it will activate, suppose anger, frustration, or suppose you are fearful, or you are afraid of something, or you are angry about something. What will happen? Your brain will trigger. So through amygdala, hypothalamus, pituitary, and there is a gland on top of your kidney which is called adrenal gland. There is an activation of all these through different hormones, which will ultimately lead to release of cortisol. Cortisol level are very high. Now this point you should remember in your brain, if you don't in your mind, if you don't remember anything else. In the mornings, your level of cortisol is very high. The level, this is a stress hormone, is very high. When this level is high, this puts body on a survival mode. That means if constantly cortisol level is too high in your body, it will cause calcification. It will make your brains to fire a lot that will cause calcification of brain. Then it will, if it causes calcification in frontal lobe, already you're not using your brain properly, and then on top of it, you're constantly stressed. You are reducing your ability to think properly, to make decision properly, to plan, to execute. to understand the cognition, all these things, all abilities. When abilities will go down, life will become a struggle. Now, if you're constantly stressed, it will impact your heart. You will have clogging. You will have all the problems in your heart. Then your immunity level will go down, because if it's a fight and flight response, if you're in a survival mode, your immunity shuts down. That's why people are suffering with more autoimmunological disorders. That's why we're suffering with more and more infections. This is the reason, because we are living a very stressful life. So sophistication of life is not equal to happiness. Our sages understood that very clearly. Sophistication of life is not equal to happiness. We still think that sophistication of life is equal to happiness. If I have a Mercedes and someone has a Ferrari, one who has Ferrari is more happy. No, I meet all type of people. I meet multimillionaires. I meet politicians. I meet film stars. I can assure you, the happiest people I meet, they are near Ganges. The sages I meet, they have very little luxuries of life, but the level of happiness they have is uncomparable to what even worldly people can never come close to that. So the point I am trying to make is, you are constantly under stress, which is affecting your body because your cortisol levels are high. Your immunity goes down. Your eyes are under, you get eye vision problems. You have stress, increased tension in eye. Then your bone density goes down. The blood flow to your gut, to your abdomen, your gut reduces. That means you will have more indigestion. You will have digestive problems. Then you will have diabetes, hypertension, whatnot. And all this, just imagine, is happening because of one reason. That is because of the duality in your existence, your perception of you as in the duality, and then you are switching your body onto a survival mode, and that is causing all the problems. Now, what to do? Let's reverse the process. How would we reverse the process? Let's learn few things today. So when you get up in the morning, you have high level of cortisol. If you can change that with high level of serotonin, endorphins, and enkephalins, you are automatically in a very happy mood. Your body is flourishing from within. All the negative emotions, hormones are down. All positive hormones are up. So when you get up in the morning, first thing you should try and do is that wake up with a smile on your face, which is initially all the thought of work or whoever you are afraid of or whoever you hate or whoever you love most, all these kind of thoughts that will come to you, or what I'm going to do today, all these thoughts will come to you. Don't worry about it. Even if you don't feel like smiling, you just smile. Because if you start doing that, again, the fundamental principle in Samarth Yoga is Abhyas Vairagyabhyam Chitta Vritti Nirodha. That what you repeat, how you suggest yourself time and again, time and again, time and again, you will become that. If you suggest yourself that you're depressed, you will become depressed. If you suggest yourself you're just the body, you will just become a body, and you'll be entangled in this worldly, in this phenomenal world. So even if you don't feel like smiling, just still smile when you get up. Just put a smile on your face. Very first thing, give a couple of minutes, just smile. Then when you get up, maybe you can keep your eyes closed. Second thing. So next is the visualization technique, which is a very important part of your existence. And if we crack this, you will crack the misery of life. The mystery of life. It is. I will explain you the process. Try and do it with me. If you're sitting in front of any of your Ishta Devta, if you're sitting in front of a temple, or whatever good image that you have in front of you, or maybe it's a mug or anything that you can see, just try and focus on an object for 10 seconds. Let's focus on one object for 10 seconds. And then after 10 seconds, close your eyes. Now, keep your eyes closed and try and visualize that object in between your eyebrows, in your frontal lobe, and try to visualize it as long as you can. After some time, the image will blur out and it will fade away. or initially when your mind is too scattered, you won't be able to visualize it after you close your eyes. Now, I'm giving you a scientific method to understand that whether you are progressing in spirituality or not, whether you are a calm, composed mind or not, whether you are calm within yourself or not, whether you are going closer to your true self or not, or there are, or you need to work on yourself. So when you look at an object, you see it and you close your eyes and you try and visualize that object in your forehead, and you hold on to that visualization as long as you can. That tells you how much control you have on your mind, how much you can focus. And life is all about focus. It's the scattered mind that is causing us the problem. So now the practice for morning, I'm just giving you an example that how you should do it. So in the morning, don't look on your Facebook or your WhatsApp or whatever very early in the morning. Have a routine that when you get up in the morning, have pictures of your Ishta, Ram, Krishna, Mahadev, whoever you believe in, your gurus, great sages, good sceneries of tirthas, whatever you have faith in. Keep pictures of that. We call it as a daily darshan. So you keep a picture of that. Now, suppose you open that picture of, say, Lord Rama. You look at that and you keep focusing on that for 10 seconds. So you look at that for 10 seconds and then you close your eyes with a smile on your face. Let's try and do it now and check yourself where you are. I'm looking at my Ramji's picture and I'm closing my eyes and I'm trying to visualize him in the forehead. And see how long you can hold on to it. Gradually, you will form an image with your closed eyes, and then it will blur out. Then different thoughts will start coming. Now, when you're doing this, what you're doing is that you're changing the frequency of your mind. You're changing your mental frequencies. By doing that, you're making subtle changes every morning in your brain. Now, suppose Lord Rama is an embodiment of Tyag, valor, happiness, strength, whatnot. So when you look at that object, you imbibe those qualities with it. So it is called, you are now doing a controlled conditioning of your brain. So suppose if you look at Mata Saraswati, she's embodiment of certain attributes. If you focus on that and keep those attributes, will be your embodiments. You will imbibe those qualities within you. You only do for 5 minutes in the morning and you can imbibe any qualities that you want in life. This is the beauty. Now, two things are happening. One, all the negative thoughts are out of your mind in the early part of your morning, because those thoughts will increase your cortisol level. That will cause all the stress problems in your life. This will increase serotonin levels in your brain, and it will make your life more beautiful. If you practice this for 6 months, 1 year, year and a half, 2 years, you'll see how life transforms. So have pictures of deities that you believe in, the gurus that you believe in, and make a routine of maybe 5 to 10 minutes to visualize it. Now, start with this. There are enhancements to this technique. So once you've done this for 5-6 months, then what you try and do, that you close your eyes and you try and visualize that in the form of a light. Then you visualize that deity in your entire body. I want people to volunteer. If you have people here who would want to volunteer, learn and teach, take people out of their miseries, of their depression, psychological problems, whatnot, please contact Sadhanaji, and she'll be more than happy to help and engage you all. We want to create 11,000 centers all across the world where people can go and learn all these techniques without paying a single penny. So all our operations are run without charging a single penny to anyone. We have transformed millions of lives, but we don't charge a single penny. So start practicing this, evaluate yourself, learn, and then if you reap the rewards of this yoga, then try and teach it to others as well. So these two techniques, let's get started with these two techniques. It's 9:15 already. When you get up in the morning, obviously we've learned how to chant Om, visualize the light within in your Manipur chakra and move it upwards through your spine, and then you it pierces all your chakras, and then you open it into a form of a lotus, and then you expand it as much as you can while you're doing that. So your entire focus is on Om. Second is you wake up with a smile on your face, and third is the visualization technique. There are lots of scientific benefits of all this. I will try and cover that in coming sessions as well. But most important thing is that your brain is learning through neuroplasticity. So it is forming new connections all the time. And the connections which you don't want, you can make them weak. The connections, those connections you want to become strong, you can make those connections strong. And new cells can also be generated. That means if you have a healthy brain, healthy mind, healthy body, then your life is not a misery. If you have a troubled mind and you want to, suppose if I make you sit, or if I make you a king of this entire earth, but if you are not sane or you're mentally disturbed, will it make any sense to you? No. Just imagine, just accumulating wealth, just accumulating all these things around you will not make you happy. It is a confusion, it is a mistake that it's a consumeristic society. We've been turned into consumers. We're just looking at others and we're trying to copy that. So we'll try and break the chain. We start doing these two processes and you will see that change will happen. Now, I have explained you the science, I have explained you the theory, I have explained you how it will change you. So, and we have done it with millions of people. So no doubt should come to your mind. That's why I explained you everything, that just start doing it. Even if you have questions, ask questions, but don't doubt the practice. Once you start practicing, you will reap the rewards. If you can close your eyes and visualize that image, as you can see with open eyes, you can visualize it as with your closed eyes, you are progressing. When you close your eyes and you can see light in your forebrain, you are progressing. If you close your eyes and you see darkness, you need to do lots of work. Why? I'll give you an explanation to that entire existence is made up of 5 elements. Jal, Prithvi, Agni, Vayu, Akash. ये जो पंच तत्व हैं, इन पंच भूतों से सब कुछ बना है, घर, गाड़ी, शरीर, सब कुछ. The light that you visualize within yourself is the subtle form of that existence. That means when you control the subtle, you control the matter. It's not the other way around. We are running after the matter. You control the subtle, matter will be your servant. And this is a proven fact. So when you can visualize light within your forehead and when it grows and you can visualize that within yourself, you are progressing well in spirituality. आप कितने भी साल से पूजा पाठ ये सब कर रहे हो, but then if you cannot visualize light within yourself, if you're not getting focus within a focused mind, and you cannot visualize your deity in your brain, then you have impurities in your mind because of your attachment to family, to things, to ego and whatnot. But we'll discuss that later. So I think I will conclude this here. We'll catch up again in next session to continue that when you get up in the morning, what exercises and practices you should do. I think in next couple of sessions, we should be able to cover most of the practices that you can do every day. And they're simple practices you can incorporate in your day-to-day life, and that will transform your life, and it will make your life happy, healthy, prosperous, and meaningful. And you can live a blissful life. So I offer my thanks again and my obeisance to my Lord in you. And thank you very much for joining in. And if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to take the questions. Over to you, Jyotiji. Thank you.
First of all, Asimji, thank you very, very much. I think you already started the process of transformation for everyone. I would like to introduce you to our UK trustee, Sarvan Podaji, who's also with us today. So I'll just spotlight him so that you can both see each other.
I think I met you at Yogram, I'm sure. You did the yoga class there, did you?
Yes, I have done.
Yeah, I met you there when I went there first time when I organized my wife, Sunita Poddar, and we are the trustee of the UK, and obviously we went there and we involved. So I saw you did the yoga training in the morning. You used to do that. I remember your face. That was very nicely, very lovely memory.
I'm blessed to be, Guruji and Swamiji have immensely blessed us, and they've immersed up like our project when we started. It was a difficult journey, but all gurus have blessed us immensely, and I'm so glad to be connected to you. And hopefully, it's a divine connection, and we'll be able to service society together. So
definitely, today's lecture was excellent. It's trying to give people the basics. Sometimes people working hard doing yoga, but not really connecting with themselves.
No.
The visualization, all these are very important part of the what you're smiling. All the different chemical process happens in your brain, dopamine, and all these are very plays an important part in activating your parasympathetic nerve system and get rid of the systemic, your cortisol and so on. All plays an important part in promoting it. That's Swamiji taught us all that as well, and that's why I'm teaching what you're trying to do. In more spiritual way, I'm kind of more physical way kind of idea. I'm not very good with Sanskrit and English. Hindi, because I left India very early age at 14, but I still understand the basic principle through the practice of what Swamiji taught us. Thank you very much again.
No, so
nice.
we are. I'm so delighted to be on this on this platform, and I think we meet people for some divine reason, and I think we're all together for a divine cause. And I look forward to be working with all of you, and I'm only a servant of my Lord in you, and we'll try and spread the awareness about the Vedantic lifestyle, and how our Sanatan Dharma is. It's not just about, because youngsters are moving away from spirituality, and there is a myth about how yoga has been taught, and lots of different things are, wrong things are happening. So I think it's a very important thing for us to get involved and teach the right way of yoga and Vedanta. So I'm really looking forward to be working with you, and it's a pleasure to know you.
And definitely, and look at, we had almost 130 people watching it, while listening to you, and obviously, see, I'm doing more practical, but you're explaining the whole science of the whole thing much more in detail, so makes that human brain works in a different way. Once you know why you're doing something, then the benefit is double. That's what you're trying to do. Thank you very much. Nice to see you today, and really my pleasure. And thank you to Brahmin Society for bringing this occasion together and connecting with the spiritual side of the whole body. Very important. Thank you.
Okay. Or Simji, this is Vandana Ben Joshi. She's the trustee from Brahmin Society, North London. So I thought,
Namaskar. Very, very grateful. Very, very grateful indeed. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to know you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Simji, एक question है यहाँ पर.
Yes, I'm open to questions. So next 5 minutes we can.
How or what can we do to maintain and continue the early morning mood, i.e., happiness, into the rest of the day? That's one of the questions.
Beautiful question. I think that is the quest of life. So I think we are taking ourselves too seriously about our egos, about the money that we have earned and the houses that we have, and so what not. So I think the easiest way is to have the humbleness and the simplicity in life. And as you will start practicing Samarth Yoga, that is what will come to you. That you're not just the body; you are that Satchidananda Swarupa. And the same techniques. So there are a Shakti Jagran technique that we will discuss in next sessions that will keep you in a blissful mood. So there are latent energies in your body. These latent energies are subdued because you identify yourself. So you're going outwards. So when you channelize all your energy, when you focus your mind, you focus your breath and bring it inwards, and you awaken that latent energy. We call it a Shakti Jagran. Your brain, more and more, your brain will feel that energy, power, light, enlightenment. And then once you feel that enlightenment within yourself, even for a fraction of a second, then you will know the difference between the worldly pleasure and the happiness that you get within. Then you will have more inclination to do this time and again. And then if you can experience something for a second, you can experience it for a 10 minutes, then an hour, for a day, month, and for whole life. So I want to see all of you live in that blissful state. Stay associated with us. I think I will ask Sadhana ji or Jyoti ji to share the details. If you have any queries, please get connected with us. We are doing it selflessly, and I want people to learn and be happy and blissful in their life. So you will one day. Just keep practicing.
Okay, the other question is, can you let somebody know how they can open the throat chakra or Vishuddhi chakra or glands running from the ears down the neck to the side of the shoulders? They have problem in that area. So is there anything you can...
Yes, definitely. We can discuss this in next session. So again, as I said, that we've been chanting Om, but we didn't realize that how exactly we should chant it and how you do it, visualization or dharana. Desh bandhasya chittasya dharana, tatra pratyek tanata dhyana. So when you enhance your visualization, there is no disease in your body that can stay. Some chronic diseases will take longer, but some diseases will just go away, because it's all hormonal imbalances that are playing up in your body. And if you can control your mind, if you can put your will and you control your mind and you control your breath, and whatever resolves you have, whatever resolution that you have, you can manifest that. And that is a science. So definitely, yes, there are certain exercises, and probably Jyoti ji, you must be doing teaching all this Ujjayi pranayam, Ujjayi, and so that I think that you can do. But I think we'll definitely cover that. If you can send us the detail that what exactly the disease is and what is the problem, we'll definitely and if someone wants to consult, I'm open to small groups. I am not traveling until February because of this crisis situation. I'm more than happy to help anyone with physical, mental problems or anything. Just get in touch with us as time permits. I'm at your service. I'm your servant, and I will try and help and support you. If you need on one-to-one basis or in groups, I will do that. Thank you.
Thank you very
One
much.
hand raised, actually. Deepa Vagjani.
Deepa Ben?
Deepa Ben, yeah. You have to unmute.
Yeah. My question is, do you need Guru for this path, or Guru is within you? Other question is that Guru comes to you, or you have to find it?
Both questions are beautiful. First is that Guru is outside as well, and Guru is within. So both is right. And second question is that Guru finds you. You don't find Guru. If you are that intelligent, then so this is this stupid world where people think they're very intelligent and they're going to find someone who's all the time on YouTubes and having millions of followers. No, it is not like that. It is not about how many people know. It is the self-realized people. It is the person who has a realization. He will choose his instrument. Like my Guru, Swamiji, chose me. And if it was up to me, I would have gone to, I'm building an ashram near Ganges, I would just sit there and I would meditate and have a very simple life. I shouldn't be in this society. There is no reason, because there is nothing that world can give me which I don't have. So, so my God has given me everything. My Guru has given me everything. But you're chosen by God, Guru. So that's my answer. And you are, as Vivekananda says, that you need external Guru who can help you to go inside within yourself. And once you are within there, you become Guru yourself. And that is how the parampara goes on. So yes, it is inside out both. Beautiful questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Saranji. Thank you, Asimji. And we look forward to, as you can see from the chat, everyone's looking forward to more sessions, more such sessions. We're very, very blessed and very honored to have you on at BSNL platform. And we will, I'll hand you over to Vandana Bin to conclude the session.
Thank you. I think you've said it all, that we are so blessed. So we really do look forward to our next session. Thank you so much.
Thank you. My pranams to everyone. I seek your blessings and best wishes for the work we're doing. We want to get connected to good souls and spiritual souls and spread the message of what our ancient rishis have done without caring for name, fame, money. We don't go for name, fame, money. We are a group of humble people who are intelligent and intellectual people who know what they are born for, and they know the purpose, and they're spreading the happiness. So I'm so glad to be associated with you, and thanks for providing me the platform to come and get in connection with all of you. I'm really happy and blessed to be connected with you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Om,
Thank,
everyone. Thank you.
Om. Let's
thank you
let's
so
let's
much. Hari
let's
Om.
chant Om and
You.
pray for everyone's well-being.
Thank you.
So what we practice, and then we'll offer our obeisance to the God and Guru and Shastras, and we'll smile on your face again and visualize that light. Let's say Om for once, and then we'll say Om, and then we'll pray for everyone's well-being. We'll do Shanti part. Om.
We just
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you.